What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It is the King and I Life podcast, hosted by myself, Soul Toucher the Poet, and my brother, Son Soul X, in his joint. Check it out. Hit us up, www.kingandilife.com, for all our podcast info. Subscribe to whatever podcast platform that you choose. Also, hit us up, KINGANDEYE369@gmail.com. Email us your suggestions, your feedback, and all that good stuff. Tune in to us live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, Wednesdays, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And make sure you like, subscribe, and share, because we are all over all those social media platforms. Stay tuned for the good stuff. Yeah, we out. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the King and I Life podcast. It's your boy, Soul Toucher the Poet, and my brother,
Son Soul X.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, look here. As you know, today's society is just weird. I'll just say it like that. So we're going to talk about shaming, body shaming versus comedy. Since for the last, I don't know, however many years, it has been a federal offense to talk about a person's body and all types of stuff. More recently, Ari Spears had some jokes about Lizzo and the Lizzo Club, or whatever her fans are called. They got in their feelings about it. Oh yeah, and even Mike Epps has something to say about it. So we're gonna jump into this because it's one of those things. So before we got on here, we was talking a little bit, and you know, it's one thing to be happy, but it's another thing to be healthy. What say you?
Yeah. Again, let me put this disclaimer out there.
Oh, here we go with the disclaimers.
We are not shaming anyone. Again, be happy with who you are. However you choose to display your body is how you choose to display your body. But again, we're focusing more on the health side of things, or the healthy side of things, as opposed to the more your appearance side of things. So again, we're not trying to offend anyone. These are just our personal viewpoints. So yeah, with that being said, I'm of the viewpoint of this, right? And I know Lizzo has a very large following and all this and that, but I think that some of her fans are more happier that she's not in the best shape she could possibly be in, as opposed to her being more healthier. And you know, I'm taking the political words or the political route in how I describe Lizzo. But again, I have nothing against larger women. You know, if that's your thing, then go with it. But at the end of the day, I'm trying to live out the best days of my life as long as I can. I'm not trying to be here just for a season. I'm trying to be here for a reason, as they say. Meaning I want to be in the best shape I can. Again, I get it that you don't always, have time, but it's one of those things you have to make time. You have to be, conscious of what it is that you're eating, and it's a lot of pressure we as human beings we put on our bodies, man. Like me, recently I was at like 210, 215. I'm down to 185 as of right now, and I still have a ways to go to get to the place I want to be. And for me, it's just one of those things. I'm tired of huffing and puffing when I go to tie my goddamn shoes. I look at my child, and I think, I gotta be here for my child, and I'm just not gonna let my body get the best of me like that. So that's why I feel like at this age and this stage in my life, I got to do better about my personal health.
I'm not gonna put no disclaimers out there. Um, I noticed, even with myself, when you talk about not having time, um, I am under the belief that everyone has time to give at least 30 minutes a day. Everybody has time. And I say that because over the weekend, over the holiday weekend, I found time to go kayak every day of the weekend, twice on Monday. Um, could I have been doing something else? Yeah, I could have been sitting on my butt somewhere doing nothing. But that is something that I have started doing and I enjoy doing. And, for the vast majority of people, they don't feel like doing it. They don't enjoy doing it. Um, when you talk about Lizzo's fans or anyone's fans for that matter, their primary concern is not that person's well being, mentally, physically, or emotionally. They don't care about that. So when you have a comedian like Ari Spears making jokes about Lizzo and her size or whatever the case may be, they're not in defense of her, because of what the the overall point of the joke is. They're getting up in arms and in their feelings about the jokes about her, period. Now, you may look at Lizzo and be like, well, she has a busy schedule this, she has a busy schedule that. Okay, but what are the priorities in your life? And that goes for everybody. Um, I saw an interview with Ari Spears on Vlad, and he referenced, his own issues that he struggles with. So, when it comes to comedy and shaming, we come from a time where a joke was a joke and that was it. If you got in your feelings, you just got in your feelings, but a joke was a joke. Now, these times, you know, people are crying about simple jokes and it's crazy to me.
Yeah, I mean, like a while back when Dave Chappelle was catching so much uh, flack about some of his jokes, and I'm again under the impression of he's a comedian. He makes jokes. He's not trying to hurt your feelings. He just being direct and making light of the situation. He says stuff that make you think. So I think with this particular situation, uh, this particular comedian, Adrian Spears, again, I don't think that he's saying it to be mean. I think he's saying it because he saw an opportunity to make a joke. And again, like you said, people are just getting in their feelings about it. So again, if you get in your feelings about it, then you just get in your feelings about it. Again, we come from that era where we will basically watch people joke or how what was the term we used to use back then? Rank on each
Ranking,
other.
joning,
Yep, all
snapping,
that.
cracking.
Yep. And they would literally be like rap battles, but these
Right.
were joke battles. Like, and people would laugh and just enjoy the moment, and everybody knew that it wasn't anything personal. It was just this is what we do. We make jokes, we make fun of each other, but it's nothing to be malicious towards each other. So again, when people get in their feelings about it now, it's like y'all are super sensitive. I don't know. It's just you come from a different era, I guess.
Yeah. The one thing that I find funny about this, especially when it come when it comes to celebrities and regular people, um, the fans of celebrities are hypocrites to me. To me, they're hypocrites because
Right.
these are the same people that will laugh at these same jokes if it's not about their favorite person. If it's somebody on the block or whatever, and someone makes those same jokes about that person, they on the floor laughing. And it's like, how do you laugh at this when it's not your favorite celebrity, but you can laugh at somebody maybe you go to school with, go to work with, or seen around the way or something like that. Um, at the same time, some of these people who get in their feelings when someone talks about their favorite celebrity, it's like you make the same jokes about certain people that are not in your list of favorites. So it's like, how do y'all sit there and say, oh, this person is body shaming this person, this, that, and the other, when y'all make these same jokes about people or laugh at these same jokes about people when, again, it's not your favorite person. So it's like, at one point, do y'all stop the mess and turning jokes into shaming? Like, again, like, son, so a joke is a joke, period. If you can't take a joke, then I don't know what to tell you. And then you have to look at it like this: back in those times when, the kings had court jesters, if the court jester did not make the king laugh, and that included joking the king, that joker lose his head. I mean, we've come so far from that it's crazy.
Yeah, and I think they're trying to take it back there, like from a social media standpoint. Like if someone is offended, no matter what the joke is, it's off with that person's head. Like it's really not that serious. If someone makes a joke about me, uh, if I get in my feelings, that's basically on me. Um, but again, if we're exchanging jokes, then it just comes with it. Again, I just think that unfortunately we've come to a place nowadays where people really are more concerned, like you said, with their favorite celebrities. Um, like I love Will Smith. I think he's a tremendous actor. I think as a human being, I think he's a great person, as far as I can see. You know, but when people were making jokes about the slapping incident, I couldn't get mad at it because it's an actual fact.
Mm-hmm.
He slapped another man, so it just is what it is. But when it comes down to how you actually represent yourself, like I don't go out of my way to wear tight ass clothes. No, I'm
Mm-hmm.
not a celebrity like that. But I get they're trying to, the whole sex sales thing. I get it, but there are ways of being sexy without exposing yourself like that.
Mm-hmm.
And again, if you put it out there like that, then you got to be open to what comes with that. I think.
Yeah. And one of the things that Ari Spears was talking about was she was at a Lakers game with her ass out. And his point about that was, you know, you coming out there all exposed at a family event. And when he was cracking jokes about that, people got in their feelings. But it's like, yo, at what point do y'all just like check the room and be real? Like, you got a, a popular celebrity plus size coming out with half a body hanging out, and it's like, why is that okay? It's bad enough you have all these other things going on in the world, but for kids to see that and they think it's okay, now you got these kids doing that. And then to go off of what you're saying, about body shaming and stuff. Hell, I'm not where I want to be, but on various occasions I've been body shamed, and I'm not even you know, plus sized or anything like that, but I've been body shamed, whether it's I'm too small or, I got man boobs or beer belly, whatever the case may be. It's like, but again, if it's not your favorite celebrity, then it's all bets are off. And it's like, I refuse to get sucked into this whole new way of thinking with this nonsense, because it's ridiculous. And people, it only bothers people when it's directed towards something that they care about. And that is another thing that's been going on for a long time. If people care about something, then it's a problem. But if they don't care about it, it don't matter.
Yeah, that's definitely a good point. Um, People want to pick and choose what's important. Like there's situations where people's lives are at stake, and again, people will not give a damn, especially when they're a celebrity and they been caught in an awkward situation, where it may be like a legal thing. People don't have mercy for you. It's like you make so much money and you make a stupid mistake or get caught up in something. So then it's like, yeah, we want them to go down. It's kind of like they'll build you up just to tear you down or help you tear yourself down. But again, when it comes down to their favorite celebrities, they all on that bandwagon. Like Beyonce, for example.
Mm.
You can't say anything bad about Beyonce. The Beehive
She's
will
another
be
one.
on yo. Boy, they'll be on you, son. Like maple
Yeah.
syrup.
Yeah.
So again, it's just people want to pick and choose who they want to defend for whatever reasons. I look at it like this. I think celebrities get paid a hell of a lot more than the average person. They chose that life. So everything that comes with that life, they chose it.
Yeah.
So even when they're being criticized, you chose that life. So facts are facts, man.
Yeah. You were talking about Beyonce, and this goes in line with Lizzo. It goes in line with a whole bunch of celebrities. Like for me, you know, if you look at Beyonce's fan, what they call the Beehive or Bayhive, whatever they called, um, they have a certain mindset, and they're also hypocrites when it comes to a lot of things. Um, they gave Beyonce props for being this great singer and this, that, and the other, but it's like she's not that great of a singer to me. Like she got some hits out there, but there's never a time when I would listen to a whole Beyonce album ever. I just
Oh,
don't think that she's that much of a good singer to me. Like I'll put Fantasia over her. I'll put Jennifer Hudson over her. I'll put Monica over her. There are so many singers out there who are so much better than Beyonce, just period. But again, people get sucked up into, oh, this is my favorite and nothing else matters. And if you say something bad about my favorite, it's a problem, no matter what the reason is. But getting back to Lizzo and other plus size entertainers out there, um, you know, and earlier you were talking about people not having the time. Um, you know, time is one of those things in our lives that is the one thing that we control, the one thing that we can never, ever, ever, ever get back once it's gone. We cannot get the time back. So you have to manage and maximize your time and use your time wisely. You were talking about, you know, I think you said something about unhealthy eating and stuff like that. Um, I know a lot of women who will sit back and say, I forgot to eat. And I'm sitting there saying to myself, how do you forget to eat? And I bring that up because this is another thing that contributes to health issues. Like people get so wrapped up in what they're doing, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours go by, and then they say, oh, I forgot to eat. It's like, how the hell do you forget to eat? Like during that day, you probably drank coffee, you probably drank water, you probably ate candy. Um, you went to the bathroom about 3, 4 times. You did a lot of things throughout that day, but you say, I forgot to eat. Um, I just, and again, that's one of those things that just bugs the hell out of me because it's like the same way that you claim you forgot to eat, you claim you don't have time to eat, you claim you don't have time to exercise, you claim you don't have a lot time to do a lot of things. And it's like, again, time management is one of the most basic things that we as people need to get in check. And it doesn't take that much effort. It just doesn't.
No, no, it definitely don't. Um, I'm gonna send a shout out to my cousin's father. His name is, I'm just gonna call him Mr. Wright. And one of the things I've learned from this gentleman is 5 minutes a day. That's one thing he's always stressed to us, my cousin and I. 5 minutes a day. And this guy is well in his 60s, and he has the body of a damn 20 something year old. I'll be honest with you. But he's always on us, man. First thing in the morning, take you 5 minutes. You don't do anything else. Just take you 5 minutes, do some push ups, sit ups, whatever. Just 5
Mm-hmm.
minutes a day. So I totally agree with you when it comes down to your time management. And again, I know as a celebrity, she has a ton of things going on. But again, when you're a celebrity, you have to make time for that. So I'm sure she has people who help her with her schedule. You have the money to pay someone to help you, one, exercise, two, to eat right, three, to make sure you stick to your schedule. In my personal opinion, there's no way in hell you have an excuse to say you don't have time. You got to look at the long run or the bigger picture when it comes down to you can make a little bit of money now and go forth, and that money can end like that because you didn't take the time to take care of yourself. Or you can continue your course of making money, but you're going for the long run, meaning you're trying to maximize your length of being, so-called socialites or, under the lights or being a celebrity as long as you can because eventually all that runs out if you're not on a certain level with it. But the point that I'm making here is just me as an average person, I know that I have to manage my time. So me taking care of me first is definitely one of those things that's high on my list. If I'm not taking care of me first, everything else that I got going on, that shuts down. It ain't gonna do me any good if I'm not here to enjoy it. Yeah, I can set things up to make sure my family's taken care of if I'm gone, but yeah, where's the fun in that? We work hard every day to try to achieve something in life or at least be the best we can be in life. But if you're working so hard and you're not taking care of yourself, eventually it's going to catch up with you. And I think that's the thing that a lot of people are overlooking. They're looking at it again from a superficial manner, and we're talking about the long haul, taking care of you mentally, spiritually, physically, all that. If you're not taking care of you, then who's gonna take care of
Yeah, and then when you talk about celebrities, especially female celebrities, because they get the most they get beat up the most in these type of conversations. But hell, if you look at Angela Bassett, if you look at Vanessa Bell Calloway, if you look at even Rihanna, if you look at Viola Davis, they look fabulous for their ages, like
you? Right.
fabulous. So there's really no excuse. But you talk about the average person, it's like the average person has a lot to deal with, a lot on their plates. And I give a shout out to one of my homeboys at my job, Antonio Pierre. Me and him the same age. Um, he's probably been uh bodybuilding, weightlifting, however you want to call it, for the last 4 or 5 years, maybe something like that. I don't know exactly,
Mm-hmm.
but he was over like 200 something pounds. I think now he's in his like 150s, and he does those competitions, and you know he looks great. So it's like, and you know I've been lazy compared to him. And when you talk about time, it's like he puts the time in. Like there's things that he want to do, but his time is just marked for certain things. And it's like if it's outside of that, if it's not that serious, not important, he ain't doing it. Like seriously, he makes time for his kids. He makes time for work. He's made time for work and part time. He's made time for these competitions. He makes time for working out, eating healthy. You know, he has his days when he just throw everything to the wind. But in general, it's like he goes in. So when it comes to this whole body shaming thing, it's like people, if you don't give a damn about it, then that's what it is. But you know, I just don't like the hypocrisy that people throw out there when they, oh, you talk about her because she's this and she's like, if she's big, she's big. Um, and the other thing about it is we're talking about a comedian making jokes. You know, comedian makes joke because make jokes because that's their livelihood. What do you expect them to do? Like, and for these people out here who make these issues, whatever you want to call them, about comedians. What are you going to do if comedians stop being comedians and they find something else to do? And there's never another comedian out there making people laugh about everyday life. Then what? Where we at now?
Exactly. It's crazy. Um, I want to say at my height, when it came to the biggest size I've ever been, I want to say it was like 263.
You was that big?
I was that big.
Get out.
Like I still got pictures. And everybody would join on me as far as like my family, like, dude, are you wrestling now? Like, what the hell is going on with you? Like, you are huge.
Wow.
Um, and I remember at one point, my older brother, he was bigger than me at one time. And then because I'm taller than him, when I had that kind of weight on me, everybody's like, well, damn, he was your bodyguard. Now you're his bodyguard.
Wow.
But yeah, it's just one of those things, man, where it's taken me a while to get to this point where I'm at now. Again, I
Mm.
still have a ways to go from where I actually want to be. But the thing about it is, it takes determination, man. It really is determination and staying consistent with it in order to make things happen weight wise.
Yeah.
Like there have been so many times I've been frustrated because I don't feel like I'm losing weight at a
Oh, I
manner
feel you
that's
on that. I feel
sufficient for
you on
me.
that.
The thing I had to come to realize and understand is it took you a while to put the weight on. It's gonna take a while to take the weight off. So
Yeah.
it's just one of those things that you just gotta stay diligent and keep going. But when it comes
Yeah.
down to again being shamed for it, that's just something I had to basically bite my tongue on because I couldn't be in my feelings because when people would joke with me, like, wow, you really put on a lot of weight. They weren't lying.
Mm.
They weren't lying. Like, I remember my damn t-shirts were stretching or I was
Ooh.
stretching the shit out of them. Like, they were choking me and shit.
Mm.
But
Wow.
I'm still trying to convince myself, you're all right, you're all right. But again, as I got older, I come to realize you don't need all of that weight, man. When you're younger, it's okay to have that kind of weight because you're gonna gain and lose it a lot. But as you're older, like I'm not gonna fight anyone at this stage. At least I hope not.
Yeah.
There's no reason to have that kind of weight on. I'm not gonna tussle with anybody. And if I do, I'm probably gonna flash my flashlight at their ass. If anything,
Mm.
I ain't got time to be up here trying to tussle with you. Not me. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you out of shape, man. You got to roll with the punches, as they say.
Yeah. I mean, like you, I get frustrated because I don't lose weight as much or as fast as I would like to. Then at the under the spectrum, I'm not doing a lot to lose a lot of weight, and then you also have to factor in. Yeah, it takes time to get that weight on you. It takes time to get it off of you, but age is also a factor. So it's like
True.
being close to 50 and you know you spend most of your 30s 40s and into your 50s you spend a lot of that time doing very little. It's going to take a while for the results to show, but um you know a lot of people try out here also try to talk about, oh well, you might make that person go into depression and they might commit suicide because you're joking on them, you're body shaming. It's like, look, if that person really felt some type of way about what their weight was and what people thought and what people said, they would do something about it on their own. Because the one thing that I can say for myself, and I know it's a lot of people out there in the world that can probably um, say the same, is that as you see this weight piling on your body, you can convince yourself that it's not a big deal, but you're forcing yourself to say it's not a big deal. Deep down inside, you be looking in the mirror talking about, damn, I'm fat. you know, damn, I need to do something. And, because I found myself doing that a lot. But, you know, people just need to use that energy to make the changes that they need instead of getting that negative mindset about it. Cause some people, they look at themselves and they're a little heavy and they get discouraged, they get depressed, and then they go eat a box of Twinkies, which doesn't help the situation anymore. Or, go get a bucket of fried chicken and eat half of that, but doesn't help the situation more. And that goes back to people talking about they don't have time to do something. It's like if you look in the mirror and you unhappy and you feel some type of way because you are overweight and people are cracking jokes on you, instead of you sitting there doing nothing, which you'll spend an hour, 2, 3 hours doing nothing, or you spend this time going out and stuffing your face with food that's unhealthy. How about you take that time, like you said, go do some push-ups, some sit-ups, go for a walk, go do this, go do that. People have the time, they just refuse to use it in proper ways. And if you're one of those people who chooses to use your time improperly and it leads to weight gain, which will lead to people joking on you, whose fault is that? Like, as humans, we look at stuff and we comment, we judge it or whatever. That's what we do. If you don't like it, then how about you make the necessary changes within yourself to change the outcome of that?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, again, the thing about it is everybody else and how they feel about you. But the thing that you have to realize is it's all about your mind frame. When you look at yourself in the mirror, and again, I've been there plenty of times, and you don't like what it is that you see. No one's in charge of your health but you.
Yeah.
I mean, there have been plenty of times where my significant other has been on me about, hey, you need to take care of yourself, or exercise, or eat this, don't eat that. But at the end of the day, I think we as individuals, we're all in charge of making sure we look after ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny to me because we as men, I think sometimes we are more concerned with making sure everyone else around us is taken care of, and we put ourselves in the last category sometimes.
You said men
And
do that?
I don't think it's intentional, but when you're a responsible person, it's like I got to make sure everybody's good. Got to make sure everybody's good. Got to make sure my family's good. My kids are good. On and so forth. But we just got to take that time and get ourselves in the proper perspective of checking ourselves when it comes down to our health. And again, this isn't shaming anyone, talking about anyone. It's about being healthier.
You said
There's
men
nothing
men
wrong
men
with
are
taking care of yourself. I don't think.
you said men do that a lot?
Yeah, I think that men again are more prone to making sure all their business and the people around them are good, as far as their wife and their kids and job and everything else. And we forget sometimes that we have to take care of ourselves, because if we're gone, everything else falls down.
Mm. I, and for me, I know more women who do that. They make sure that everybody else is taken care of. Um, yeah, I know, because it's a lot of women that I know that say they forget to eat and this, that, and the other, and they're worried about this, they're worried about that, and worried about people they don't need to be worried about. Um, and it's mind blowing to me because I tell them all the time, you can't help people if you're not helping yourself. Like you can't be there for everybody if you're not there for yourself. So regardless of it's men or women, but again, for me, I see mostly women doing this, and it's like I don't understand um how people put everyone before themselves. It's kind of that that biblical thing is better to give than to receive. Um, and I say, you know what? I'm not with it. I am the priority. Everybody else can kiss ass. I'll just put it that way. I will handle my responsibilities, but very few and far between am I putting anyone before me. People call me selfish for that, and it's like, no, it's not selfish, because if I'm focused on taking care of everybody else, what person or what people are giving me the same energy? And you know we're in a period in our lives, or in society, where people will suck you dry with no remorse. They will keep sucking you dry if you keep giving to them. um so that goes back to people who have weight issues, and they get clown because of their weight issues. It's like, if you spend all your time and energy focusing on other people and looking good for other people and giving people all of this of you and all of that of you, you're not taking care of yourself. That is the end result of it, because it's like, let's just say you're out there being a Lizzo, or any other entertainer or regular person for that matter. You're so focused on other people that you're literally not taking care of yourself. And then when you get in that situation to where it's life altering for you, a lot of those people out there are not going to give a damn. What they're going to care about is you're not able to take care of them anymore. If they're going to be mad at you, then you're the one who's down and out, and it's like, who's there for you? So I mean, it's just one of those things to where um you have to make yourself a priority. Um, you have to manage your time wisely. You have to take care of yourself, and you just can't sit around and make excuses for not taking care of yourself, and not being healthy, and things of that nature. Because hell, life is short. Life is real short, and you just gotta, you know, you just got to focus on self, and the betterment of yourself. Forget what everybody think and what everybody want.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. I always say that you are your biggest investment. Meaning, you spend more time with yourself than anyone else, right? You put more effort in the things that you are trying to accomplish, or the things you're doing. then you can put it into anyone else. You make sure you go to bed, wash your behind. I mean, everything. You are your biggest investment. So again, when it comes down to your health, that's one of the things you have to definitely take serious. I feel anyway. But yeah, the thing about it is I have family members who, again, who are women who do, exactly as you were saying, who they're making sure everybody's taken care of around them. Um, and they forget about themselves sometimes. And I'm constantly, reminding them, you got to take care of you. You got to take
Yep.
care of you. You got to make time to, again, try to do something to keep yourself healthy. I don't care if it's, like I said, 5 minutes a day or 3 times a week, just taking that little bit of time to set aside for yourself. And again, when it comes down to health, it's not always physical, it's mental. In some cases, it's spiritual. It's just a lot of things that come along with you investing in yourself.
Yeah, man, that's all I got on it. You got anything else on it?
Nope, that's gonna be it. Again, I just want to remind everyone that October 8th, which is the second official weekend in October, we got that Purple Gala coming up. So again, you guys can look on our webpage on Facebook and our website and retrieve that information because King and I, Life Podcast, will be in the house doing our thing. So we want all you guys to attend, if possible. If you can't, we understand, but we love for you to show up and show out and let's have a good time and do something to promote uh, someone else other than ourselves, meaning this violence against women and kids and things along that nature. Let's give back to our communities, give back to people who really need help.
It's King and I Life Podcast. We'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.